playing hoop at Country Costa College. And then after that, I think somehow we got into a rap conversation, him telling me who he was, and then I told him who I was. And then I think I may have said something for him, busted a rap or something. And then after that, he got me in the lab. We started working. Took me to K-Lou.
Phenomenal producer right there.
Right.
What were your first impressions of K-Lou when you guys went there?
I mean, when you first go into K-Lou, you could tell he got a lot of experience. You knew he knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? He came from a band. He had a funk band before. He kind of gave us a run. He gave me a rundown because I'm sure Master P was familiar. And then after that, I just began to respect his abilities. K-Lou can do a super mix, and his production was great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. So you and Master P started recording, and then you eventually become part of TRU?
Yeah, that's what happened.
So you were on, if I'm not mistaken, you was on the Get Away Clean.
Yeah, I was climbing the fence and all that.
Were you also on Understanding the Criminal Mind?
No, I wasn't on Understanding the Criminal Mind. I was on Get Away Clean, Mama's Bad Boy, Going Big Time. What is that? Low Down and Dirty with me, him and King George. Hanging in the Hood, that cover had me and Master P on the cover,
Yeah. That was pretty. It was pretty different era in hip hop back then compared to now.
Yeah, it was a different time.
Hand over fist, you know what I'm saying? Money out the trunk. Nowadays everything's digital. Back then, did you see like the hustle in Master P? Did you know he was gonna go pretty far in the rap game?
I feel like he was, to be honest. I mean, the dude had a different kind of motivation. You know what I mean? It's anytime somebody's speaking about being on top, as much as you did, at the same time, we was doing little skits where we was acting like we was counting millions already. You know what I mean? And I feel like with situations like that, thoughts become things, and for him, it definitely worked out that way. It ended up being a super success story,
Yeah, it manifested.
I feel like, it manifested. I feel like it was gonna go that way, and it did. We just, I just decided to do my own thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you started your own record label and putting out a lot of dope projects yourself.
Right.
But what made you say, you know what, I want to do my own thing and not go this no limit route anymore? Creative differences?
It's probably creative differences. That's all. You know what I mean? He had his plan, and I guess as we was going along, I was beginning to formulate a plan, and but that's all it was. It was just creative differences. I was around Jason Blaine and the whole In a Minute music people and all that, and he had told me to go learn from the girl up in there, and I went up in there and she started schooling me on the game and what I could and couldn't do. My first record was Late Night Gaps, and you could tell I was influenced by MC8 just with the title, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at that particular time, I wanted to put out a record called Dank and Drank, and P, he wasn't really for that because Pooh Man had a song called "Fucking with Gang," and
I remember.
But me,
that,
I was kind of adamant about doing that, and then actually Dank and Drank became my song that, you know what I mean, gave me my name outside of P. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That song ended up doing good for me.
Kicked it off for you. In a Minute, man, was people, really underestimate how legendary In a Minute was.
Right.
Like you mentioned, Pooh Man, RBL Posse, Totally Insane, P and yourself, TRU, Dre Dog. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Too short. It was so many.
Yeah. It's funny you talking about Blaine. We had King George on the other day, and he was talking about a time when I guess Blaine owed P money, and George wanted to take a chunk off of the side of his head. He said, and P had to tell him, "No, you can't get down like that."
I've seen that shit.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there for that, but I've seen that I seen that right up your that interview. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess George P had to tell him that no, this is not how we do that. You know.
Right.
What were your impressions of King George?
King George was cool. I mean, him and I, we ended up doing a few songs after the fact, you know. So he got on my on one of my records. So we did a song. We got to crack it after the fact. We never shot a video, but King George always did his thing, you know. He always was putting out records, and he had that Reverend Do-Wrong was probably my favorite, you know. But,
yeah. Him and Tobin.
Right.
You know, but
George, he was doing what he
down
did,
with
man.
you guys right there at the beginning too, huh?
Right. Right, he was down. I mean, he was locked up for a minute, but when he got out, it was cool. So, all that worked out too, man.
Yeah, he came back after a couple years. You know, but you guys, were part of that early foundation. You know what I mean? You guys were there from the jump, kind of like how the Ghetto Boys, they had a different lineup. You know, at one point in time. You can't write you guys out of history.
Man, that's just a reality, man. Because anytime I think about Master P, I think about, him being out there in Richmond. You know what I mean? Seeing what it was over there, then actually taking me out there to Louisiana to them Calliope projects, show me where he grew up, and then out to Houston. You know what I mean? How some of them records got broke. You know what I mean? Like I'm going big time. That was the first time me hearing myself being spoken on a record. So all that was big. That was big for me, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
you guys matter of fact, that was Greg Street that played that on. I think it was 98, Power 98 or something out there. So that was good.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. You know, but No Limit Chronicles. What's that been like?
It's been a whole lot of phone calls. It's been a whole lot of people. I never really spoke on my relationship with Master P to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Some people knew the history. Some people didn't. I probably just mostly was trying to focus on myself and what I was doing with my artists. You know what I mean? And a couple businesses that I'm running. You know.
Yeah. But it kind of.
But I like the whole series. I think it was good that he did it, and to give some people some history. You know what I mean?
Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, like, comment, share. Also go over to UGSforLife.com, download the entire archive, and check out new episodes on Apple Podcasts and Blog Talk Radio.